Genesis chapter 2. Thus the heavens and the earth were pretty much done, and right now the universe was like a solid B-, which, is enough. And on the seventh day God rested, for union regulations require that he not work a full week. And God blessed the seventh day and thanked himself for it. And it was a day that he could just sit down and watch the game in peace without being distracted by his creations or his work. And then literally 10 fucking minutes into his day off, the Lord God saw that his creation had fallen into chaos. For the beasts of the earth had hunted man to extinction, and the herb and the fruit had all expired, and the birds of the heavens had gotten lost and starved to death, and the whales of the sea had gotten just really annoying. And the Lord God let out a long, beleaguered sigh, and he figured he had better do something about it now while he was still in work mode. And God formed man again, but of the dust of the ground instead of his own image, and breathed into his nostrils the breath of life. And the man thought that was a huge violation of personal space. And the Lord God planted a garden in Eden, the least trashy region of earth, and in there God put the man whom he had formed. And out of the ground God made every tree grow that is good for shade and for food and for talking to when you get lonely on the playground and don't have any friends. And the tree of life also sprout uppeth from the garden, and the tree of knowledge of good and evil sprout uppeth as well. And a river ran through Eden to water the garden, and it was a lazy river where there was much tubing. And out of Eden it came into 4 heads. The name of the first is Pison, because that's what you're supposed to do there. And thus there is much gold in those lands. And the name of the second river is Gihon, and it is that which encompasseth Ethiopia, because the land from those parts of the earth were moistureless in the soil. And the name of the third river is Hiddekel, and the fourth river is Euphrates, and they're really not worth mentioning, honestly. And God placed man in the garden so that he may dress it and keep it, while God went out and fixed everything. And God commanded man, saying, Of every tree in the garden thou mayest eat, but of the tree of knowledge of good and evil thou must never eat. For in the day thou eat of this tree, thou shalt surely die. And the man said, That sounds like a bit of an oversight. And the Lord God said to the man, I don't want to move it right now, so, just leave it alone. And the man saith to God, But are you saying that as like a threat? Like, if I eat from the tree, are you going to kill me as like a punishment? Or is it just poisonous, and if I eat it, then, I'll die as like a direct result from doing that? And the Lord God responded, that shouldn't matter because I'm fucking God, and if I tell you not to do something, then just don't fucking do it. And the Lord God sprout uppeth from the earth all the beasts and fowls from earlier, but with a few modifications, and brought them to the man and instructed him to name them. And the Lord God saith, So, for example, I'm going to call you Adam. That's your name. You do that with all of these creatures, you tend to the garden, you don't think about that tree, and that's everything you do until I'm back, alright? And Adam asked for a companion to assist him in these duties, and God agreed if it would shut him up. And the Lord God caused Adam to fall under a deep sleep, and God removed one of Adam's ribs and made of it a woman. And Adam awoke and saw his woman, and he was pleased. And Adam asked the Lord God, Why hath you made woman of one of my ribs, and not of the dust you made me? And the Lord God said, Well, definitely not because I accidentally gave you 13. Hey, look, whatever, I really gotta get going. Catch you on the flippity, keep doing the naming thing. And the Lord God left Adam and his woman so that they may tend to the Garden of Eden and name all the beasts. And though they were naked, God didn't even give them so much as a blanket.